Right, and here we go. Howdy doody, all you cutie patooties. My name is Power Jam, lowercase power, uppercase jam, all one word. And I am very nervous about this new venture. This is the first episode of me doing anything like this on YouTube, presumably. I think that's where this is gonna go. And, oh god, I have the butterflies like crazy. So I'll tell you what we're doing. Today, I'm going to be drawing and goofing around and trying to finish up this picture that I've been making of my Sona, my anteater power jam Sona. And it's just me as an anteater. Look at how cute I am. Oh jeez. I remember back in the day when I used to do, oh my god, my Team Fortress 2 Let's Play gameplay videos. Yeah, it's about that level of nervousness. I had to do all of those in one shot because of the setup that I had. I had to record the episode, and then I had to talk over it later in pure quiet and try to like remember what I was thinking during those moments. Jeez. Now I'm not a fast drawer, as I'm sure everyone knows already. I'm sure everyone can tell already. I know people who could bang this out in like 20 minutes. Not me. Not my process. Not the way I do it. So bear with me and yeah, just crank it up. Get something to eat and get something to distract yourself while I yammer on for hours. And we'll see what we have by the end of this. My hands need to wake up too. It's pretty early for me, actually. It's like, well, I guess it's not really all that early. It's like 9. Yeah. I had the weirdest dream, let me tell you. The weirdest dream. I had a dream I was playing Slender Man, but like I was in it. I was in the world of Slender Man, which I guess is the real world because Slender Man is totally real. I've seen him. Seen the son of a bitch. Also, I'm totally gonna swear a bunch in these videos. So get ready. Word of warning. And I was I was in the dream. I was like speed running it with like. This is so weird. I was speed running it with Game Grumps, and I was like doing real good. I was like in it to win it, you know. And I was like showing off, and they were freaking out, and it was just like, oh my god. And it was just crazy. It was crazy because I got to a point where I was just so cocky and sure of myself. And I'm trying to remember what I said in my dream because it made me laugh so hard when I woke up. It was like I was making fun of Slender Man, and I was like, I wish I had like a big red marker that I could write all over these stupid pages. And what I'd write, Dear Slender Man, I hate you and I hate your mouth. Oh wait, you don't have one. Love, Power Jam. I woke up and I was just like, why would brain came up with that? My brain came up with that. It was exactly what I would actually say if I had a marker and I was talking to Slender Man. Right all over his page. Hey, hey dear Slender Man, I hate you and I hate your mouth. Oh wait, you don't have one. Love, Power Jam. I'll tell you a little bit about my Sona. Actually, before I do, I've got horrible ADD, so don't be surprised if I say I'm gonna do something and I never do it. But I would the part of the dream that I had to wake up from was like I reached this like second level or what have you, where it wanted me to like sidestep through a door, you know, like squeeze through. You know, all games have like a squeeze through mechanic, right? Um, and like this one, like there was this horrible monster behind me. Like it was way scarier than Slender Man. It was like this gross like British guy, like a British face guy. And he was just like he had like blue overalls on. And he had no like legs, and his forearm and his arms were all just like these huge, gross, just awful things, and covered in blood. It was just terrible. It was terrible. And he like screeched and shit, and like kept trying to grab me. But like there was a mechanic in the game where like he wasn't supposed to be able to get into the water, and like the whole level was like shrouded in little pools and puddles and stuff. But like he jumped into the water. And then I, like, lost my cool in front of Game Grumps, and I looked like a big chump. Ugh. And I just remember, like, freaking out. I was like, he's not supposed to be able to do that. He's not supposed to be able to do that. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You know that moment where you, like, lose every ounce. Like, you lose your footing in a video game. And, like, I do that a lot in Smash Brothers. Actually. I just go like start getting nervous because like oh no I don't know what I'm doing anymore. My moves aren't sticking. One thing I wanted to mention before I go on is the little logo that I put on my hat is a little R and a J, and they connect because my name, I don't need to write it because it's right up here, Power Jam. So when I sign my name, I do it P-O-W-E-R, and then I make the tail of the R connect to the little part of the J, and then da-da-da-da. I used to just have a J on it, because I loved Mario so much. I still do. And I was just like, aw, Mario has a J, an M on his hat. A J on his hat. I'm so smart. And I was just like, oh man, I really want to, like, when I was younger, I just idolized Mario. I still kind of do. Such a good guy. Such a nice guy. He's the kind of guy who would, like, take you out and, like, pay for your meal. He'd, like, see you and he's just like, oh man, it's my buddy, I'm gonna pay for his meal. Like, you know, if you were, like, short. And then you'd never pay him back and he'd fucking stomp on you. But no, I just, like, I idolized Mario, and, like, still kind of do in all due seriousness. So, like, a lot of, like, what I picture my Sona doing a lot of the time is just, like, very Mario-esque adventures. I even joked around, and I once, played with the idea. Finished that pretty quick. But again, this isn't the part that takes very long. I played around with the idea of, Power Jam 64. A Mario-based adventure that took place with Anteater Power Jam. My hand is cramping up. I really liked that idea personally. I thought it was a lot of fun. I didn't get very far in it, but it was always something that I toyed around with. Even like today, I'm just kind of like, oh, that'd be a fun thing to dig up and add things to. I don't know where it would take place because Anteater Power Jam doesn't really exist. I had a really fun idea the other day, and if there's one thing you know about me, it's that I just have ideas and I never execute them. I'm trying to get better at it though. I'm trying to get a lot better at it. My foot's falling asleep. Oh god. Okay. Jeez. Oh, jeez. Sleep doesn't even begin to describe it. Feels like it's full of beans, like Beanie Babies or what have you. My idea was, I was thinking about this. I was like, one of my favorite games of all time is Paper Mario. I think in all due seriousness, I think I like Paper Mario a little bit more than I like Super Mario 64. But I'll get into that some other time. Anyway, to finish my idea, I think what I loved so much about the idea I had was to like have an RPG like Paper Mario, but have it be all about like the previous Nintendo consoles, and even like current Nintendo consoles, like have each one of them be like a weapon. I was just like, how cool would it be if you saw an enemy and you just threw a GameCube at him? That'd be, I'd love that. I don't know, it sounded better in my head, but I was just like, I would love that. Like, you take out the zapper and you just shoot whatever's on screen. Or, what was it? Like the Wii remote and the nunchuck. You just, like, whip them around like actual nunchucks and you just, like, attack your enemies. I don't know, I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was a bit of fun. Thought I had potential, you know? Put it on the back burner for now. Along with every other project I have ever made. I am trying to get better at finishing things that I say I'm going to finish. I don't know if that one's going to be one of them. Because, again, I have a lot more to do. Like, a lot more stuff in mind. But yeah, who knows? You know, just having an idea on the back burner. Never hurt nobody. Can't forget to add Power Jam's signature scruff. Did I do it up here? Yeah. His snout gets in the way a lot, though. Which is a big pain in the butt, in my humble opinion. Oh, still very jittery from putting my voice and stuff online, and you know, cause like it's all live now. I wished I could have done that back when I was making TF2 videos. I remember the buzz that I got from making the video and playing it back and hearing myself talk, and I don't know if that classifies me as a narcissistic asshole, but yeah. I always enjoyed it because it always felt like I made something tangible. I always liked my drawings, but I always felt like they were lacking. Like when I made, like when I make anything, I always kind of feel like I have this thing. Like there's a part of me that's just like, oh, it could be better. Not even could be better, really. It's like, it's not finished. It needs like a couple more bells and whistles. It needs a background. It needs a you know, like a title, a header. It needs panels. It needs oh, my foot is like so asleep. I'm sitting on the floor in the living room with all the windows shut because everywhere is noisy in this house except here. And even then I'm pretty sure I can hear something in the distance. Neighbors are moving, and construction workers are outside. But yeah, that being said, like I'm trying to get better at drawing overall, and I think my style is nice. But I still think it needs work. I think that's what all artists say, though. And then of course, I'm just putting little doodads on here. Little hammer. Always, actually, this is the hammer from Paper Mario, speaking of which. One thing I wanted to mention was, speaking of... I don't know why I put this here. These friggin' lines. I put them on everything. One thing I wanted to mention, I didn't give him a tail. I forget to do that sometime, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put that on a different layer, because this might get messy. Don't let me forget that this is on a different layer, or else I'll get mad. I think I can hear people through the door, actually. Might get rid of that smoke cloud. It's getting in the way of the tail. And I can't not have the tail. Okay, so, bump. Bump. One thing that, oh, there's my ADD again, going crazy. One thing in particular Speaking of ideas on the back burner, I thank you for reminding me to get off of this, off of that layer. I appreciate it. You're a great friend. Um, was I wanted to do this thing where I love character design. Like, I love character design. I think it's really important. I think a lot of people overlook it sometime because, it's not as flashy or important as... My foot is so asleep right now. As animation and stuff like that. One thing, I wanted to do a video where I took character designs that I thought weren't very good and see if we can, I wanted to call it, like, let's see if we can do a little better. I was gonna have, like, a narrative segment where, like, I talk about where the character came from, what the character is, the importance of, and why I think the design doesn't work all that great. And I was, I was gonna try and make, like, one of those. Like, I wanted to try and make a video that wasn't just me free balling. Don't forget the stripes on his little nose. Forget the stripes or I'll come and kill you. And, I definitely had some, I hope no one could hear that. There's a kid outside hooting and hollering. Oh my god, my foot is so asleep. Hang on. Okay. Don't forget to stretch, everyone. Yeah, I was, and, honestly, I was thinking about it. I was actually, writing the script for an episode of that. And, I think that it has potential. I think that it could be something. I personally I don't even know if anyone would actually watch this. So that's another thing I'm known for, jumping the gun. I start coming up with other ideas that trail off of the, not success, but like the existence of another idea. I don't even know if anyone would like this. I'm sorry if anyone can catch me sniffling. I always get the sniffles in the morning. But yeah, that was an idea I toyed around with for a little while the other day. I've been thinking about it for a long time though, but I was thinking to myself, it's like I really want to make things. I'm at that point where I have the tools, I have the material, I have the talent, I think, to actually do it. Now I just have to do it. And I think committing to things is probably my biggest problem, because I always say I'll do it and then I never do it, and I think that is my ultimate fundamental flaw, is that I want to do it and deep down foot's still asleep. It's because I'm sitting with my legs crossed, because that's the most comfortable for me. Okay, I think I got a new. I won't say it again. I won't say it again, I promise. What was I talking about? I have such bad ADD, oh my god. Like, I always commit to things, and then I never follow through. And that's, like, something that has plagued me. Because I always say, it's like, hey, sometimes you need time to really develop stuff. Like, I wish I had started, every once in a while, I wish I had started my, like, cartoon. I've been workshopping a cartoon called Shenanigans for years now, and, I keep putting it, I keep coming up with these great moments for it, but I have to, like, bench it for current projects to try and I'm trying to make money in between making this thing that I'm banking all of my success on, which is probably not a great mentality to begin with, but I think it's got materials. I think it's got potential. I think people will like it, and I hope people will like it, Because hopefully, someday that'll be the thing people are like, oh, he made that? Holy shit. I'm not trying to sound like I'm up my own ass. But, you gotta have that kind of confidence. I'm trying to work on my confidence, too. I have a lot I gotta work on. And, you know, it's episode 1. It's episode 1 of this. I have no idea how this is gonna pan over. I don't even know what it is I'm actually trying to do here. But, I gotta say, so far I'm enjoying myself. To some degree. I mean, I don't know if that counts for anything. It does. You gotta enjoy yourself when you work. Can't forget, Anteater Power Jam has fingerless gloves. Because I love fingerless gloves. Wonder if I should actually be talking about what I'm drawing. Or if that would be boring. Shoot, this is on the wrong layer. Why didn't you tell me? I told you to tell me and you didn't tell me. Actually gonna put this on. I'll forgive you this one time. Actually gonna put this on a different layer because I'm gonna be doing a lot of this. Wait, what? This is on a different layer too? Oh, come on. Why didn't you tell me? Oh well, it can be fixed, solved. Here we are with the wing cap, which in my humble opinion is arguably the greatest cap that Mario has ever had. I actually probably should have looked up and tried to see what the wing cap actually looked like. I think it looked something like that. I don't know. I always thought that the wing cap was so cool. It let Mario fly with a pair of wings that are attached to his head. I was really upset that the wing cap didn't make an appearance in Super Mario Odyssey, considering it would have been really easy to put wings on Cappy and just go for it. I think that would have been interesting, at least. Super Mario Odyssey was a lot of fun. I remember when I first turned the game off, like after playing about halfway through. I remember when I got to what kingdom was it? You know the one I'm talking about. The kingdom with the dragon in it, and that was it. And that was it. That was the whole kingdom. And I was just like, that can't be it, right? This can't be it. This can't be it. This can't be the only part of the... It's the only part of the game. Well, that was a waste. I remember going out and getting myself something to eat after that. And just being like, oh my god, what a waste of a level. I was like, why couldn't there be like night citizens here? And I rebuild the city. Why couldn't I this? Why couldn't I that? This looks bad. I'm gonna replace these with those little hills in the background. This doesn't look much better. Maybe this'll help. I liked Super Mario Odyssey overall, but there were parts where I was just like, I really wish they had gone like 100 million miles further with it. Like, I wished I could have become a king. Like, I wish I could have, like, I wish the hat there was way more stuff to goof around with. I know there was a lot to goof around with, but like, I wished that, like, I guess I just wanted more to do. I really liked when you got into the environment, but the problem was that there was just, like, once you finished a level, there was really no fun in going back and kind of just goofing around, because that's kind of one of my favorite. Then again, how I play like Super Mario 64 is I just start the game all over again, which I've only done like once with Super Mario Odyssey. I liked it though. I liked it. I thought it was really cute. I really liked Cappy. Okay, so here's my biggest gripe with it. Why in the world could you not do anything with Princess Peach? Like, I'm not saying like cap control her or anything. Well, that would have been fun. But you wouldn't be able to do anything. Oh, sick burn. That didn't look too bad. That worked out great. Don't at me. I think, yeah, I'll touch this up a little later. That looks good. That looks good right there. I won't touch it. Won't touch it anymore. Can't. But I was really upset, like, in Paper Mario, for example. Paper Mario 64, my favorite one. You had the ability to just kind of do everything. Like, Princess Peach could roam the castle like she was kidnapped, but she could still do stuff. And it was really engaging, and it really made you feel for Princess Peach. You really wanted her to escape because you knew she did. Because you didn't like being a prisoner. So, as a result, the player wanted to help Princess Peach escape. And it really made it seem like it was more her doing. Paper Mario Princess Peach has always been my favorite Princess Peach because she actually does things. But like in Super Mario Odyssey, Princess Peach had Cappy's sister, Tiara, Teriyaki, and what really bugged me was the fact that like she didn't do anything with her. Like, how's about you two band together and you run around the kingdom and you like leave hints for Mario to follow you? That's what they did in Paper Mario, and as a result, it made you feel a little bit more for Princess Peach, who, in all due seriousness, is really the textbook definition of a damsel in distress, and it really bugs me that she doesn't get more to do in the canon games. Like, that really bugs me, because I want to like her more than I do, but I can't. You know? Like, I want to like this person that I'm forced to be with more, but I can't. I don't think I'm going to be able to get sneak that lid in there. Unless maybe I move it over to the other side. Yeah, I can move it over to the other side. Oh, nope, not that one. For anyone wondering, I'm using Autodesk Sketchbook Pro, and I'll start talking about what's actually on the screen for a little bit, because I think I've gone long enough without doing that. Anteater Power Jam is My Sona again. Loves everything, loves you, loves your parents, loves your dog, loves everything. And I'm actually gonna sneak this thumbs up that's over here. There we go. Shoot, I drew that on the wrong layer again. That's okay. It's not okay. I told you to tell me! Stinks because this actually looks kind of nice. Edit. Copy. Edit. Cut. Edit. Edit. Paste. Yes. I saved the day using my non-existent brain. Yeah, like this up here was supposed to be a thumbs up glove, because that's the best kind of glove in the world. Glove that's telling you thumbs up, dude. Doing a good job. Yeah, Anteater Power Jam's super nice, just like me. Um, heavily influenced by Paper Mario and Mario, of course. It's hard because my Sona is more about me, more about a reflection of myself. But yeah, they will probably show up. This guy will probably show up in the thumbnails everywhere. Just because it's more me than not me, you know? Um, it's more me than I am. Ooh, that looks kind of nice. See, this is why, and I'm sure that some people will say, like, hey, you're cheating by having the image already be drawn, so there's no point in sticking around. Well, that may be true, but listen, this could take me all day if I'm freehanding it. Look at how long it took me to draw that lid, and I still don't think it looks all that great. But I'm also trying to get used to the idea of just drawing it to finish it. Not everything has to be perfect. That is something that's going to take me a lot of time to come to terms with. Oh, look at a little power jam popping out of that. Popping out of that jam. Look at that little scamp. Look at that son of a bitch. Little son of a bitch. Oh, man. I hope everyone's enjoying themselves. If they're not, feel free to yell at me in the comments. I don't know why anyone would enjoy this so far. I think all I've talked about is Mario and Slender Man. Yeah, no, that Princess Peach thing really bugs me. I don't know why it couldn't be like Princess Peach is on the ship goofing around with Tiara Narna. And she's just having she's trying to get info on where they're going. I liked the Brutals. I thought they were cool. I liked Mama Brutal there. I don't really remember what her name was, but damn. I think that's one of the first... Oh, okay, that's... I was about to say... I was about to... I think... okay, I'll say this. I think that's one of the largest cup sizes I've ever seen in a Disney... in a Mario game. Except for that lady in the Super Mario RPG. Man, I'm off topic. Let's see. Anything else I want to talk about? I'll tell you what. Probably won't tell you why I'm named Power Jam. I remember back in high school though. I always tried to tell people that my name was the Jam Man. And then I think Power Jam came over. I think actually, I don't really know where Power Jam came from. I wanted to say back in my really early high school days, one thing that I really loved was TF2, and I still do. But I think it came from... It didn't come from that. But there was an item called the Power Jack. I think the Pyro had it, if I remember correctly. And I remember I took a fondness to it. I wonder if maybe, like, I don't think it was called the Power Jam. Power Jam. I think it was just called the Power Jack. And I think I kind of attributed it to me because I remember loving that weapon for a while. And then I found the frying pan, and the rest is a blur. But yeah, I think it mostly came from Team Fortress 2, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna do that with like color, you know, like I'm gonna do like a different. No, these parts are gonna be black and white, so maybe I'll leave it without. I think it might look better without. The splashes of stuff is another thing. I'm not good. If you asked me to do it in animation form, I could totally do it. I could totally animate water, no problem. Or like not water, but like jelly. My work often has this gelatinous vibe to it. And here's just a derpy version of myself. Again, if you have any suggestions, I know there are people out there that do this kind of stuff way better than me. And have done it way longer, feel free to leave any kind of criticism. Hell, you can tell me I suck and I'm an idiot. Still appreciate it. Yeah, negative criticism, though it's hard to listen to sometimes I find the best criticism. In a world where, you're kind of always suffocated because you never really know, like, what other people think, it's kind of nice to hear some negativity, because otherwise you might walk around thinking you're best thing in the world. The best thing you can do is to not get upset about it. It cuts deep, but remember, it's just an opinion. It might not be an opinion you want to hear, but it's still good to hear it. It's good to hear criticism. Just any kind of criticism. And always be thankful for the criticism, too. Because mostly the only reason someone would give you criticism is because they want you to get better. Unless it's just people, like, saying, oh, you're gay, you're stupid, and I hate you. Then, that's a different story. Do people still say that? Like, do people still, like, insult, like, kids do that? Still? I haven't heard anyone do that in a long time. I wouldn't be surprised. Just cause that was the thing for a while. Sorry to say. I feel like that one died out. I'm not saying because people started understanding people better, but I feel like that one was one that lived and died. And I was trying to like figure out why that was a thing. And I think it's because when you were a kid, you didn't understand what it meant. I'll admit that I don't think I said it. I probably did once or twice. But again, I think I've learned, I've grown, I've become a better person, and I'm now very understanding in things. Because it's a big world, it's filled with different people, and we need all of them. And if there's a I remember there was a PSA, actually, about people, like, telling people not to call things gay anymore. I don't remember. It was, like, on the Disney Channel or something. And it was, like, stop me if you remember this, because I just was so surprised that it even happened. It was, like, there was these two girls, and they were, like, talking about, like, purses or something, some materialistic thing, and look at me all high and mighty, and they were talking about, it's just like, hey, what do you think of this purse? And they was like, it's kind of gay, and then someone comes in and they were just like, hey, don't say things are gay. Imagine if someone said, or something, like trying to turn it back on her. And it's like, remember, it's okay to be gay, or something, something like that. And I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at the idea of being gay. I'm laughing just at how obscure like how bizarre that commercial was. And I just remember as a kid, I was like, oh wow. But I also remember that happened very late in the game. Like, I think that kind of thinking had been demolished. Like, I think it was kind of over and done with. The whole gay craze. Love everyone, Love everyone until they've abused your trust, because don't hate someone because they love someone else, That's how I got where I am today. Loving everyone. And sometimes you'll get a little bit of love back. I can't guarantee that it'll happen every time, and that's how you pick your friends. That's how you pick your friends, and that's how they pick you. You know, you give a little back, you give some to people, you get a little back. You know, that's how you make a good friend. Lettering is something that I'm actually kind of good at. I just don't like doing it very much. Sometimes I get really bored and I just like go all out and I get creative with the writing. I've tried to make like memes before and I like always stop at the writing because I'm just like, I don't want to do it. Like I give up on a meme halfway through. Granted, none of my memes are very funny. There are a couple that I've made that I think get a chuckle out of people, but for the most part, I think E's stink. I hate making E's. I forgot there was an E in Power Jam. How could I forget that? I guess I just wasn't thinking about it. Not that I forgot my own name. You know, I will say there's a certain level of relaxation that comes with this. I think we're right on schedule, actually. It's about 10:38 right now. I want to get this done by 1:30, I want to say. My fiance calls me every day at about 1:45. Well, that was turning out great until I fucked it all up. And I want to get this done so I can talk to her, for lack of a better word. I'm gonna put this one up on Patreon first, and yes, I do have a Patreon for anyone who is interested, and you can get some pretty good rewards. I've been really falling behind on the rewards though, like ever since the big move. It just kind of fell to the wayside. I'm gonna try and get back on it. I'm gonna do my best. Because I want to, too. Rewards also include early access and things like that. Requests and stuff. Access to polls and things. Problem is, I don't think Patreon is an active hub. Like, it's not a place where you can really, like, share content with the world. It's not like Twitter. Like, if Twitter could get some kind of Patreon aspect going, so to try and, like, then people would be more inclined to go and look at it. It would be more of a thing people would do more often. So it would be in, like, I know people that, like, wait for Patreon to update and give them something to look at for everyone else. But, yeah, I wish there was, like, a social media. I know that Patreon can be a certain aspect of social media. But it's just not as popular as something like Tumblr or Twitter. So it's just like more of a waiting game. Is this the same layer? Okay, perfect. Let's see if I can freehand this and make it look good along with everything else. Looking good, looking good. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Pretty good still. I don't know, it doesn't really look much like a hand. Nah. I remember I learned to draw fists from oh, there we go. Yeah, that looks a little better. There we go. Perfect. There we go again with the little things that I put on everything. I remember I learned to draw cartoon gloves from Paper Mario, actually, because just about every character has like cute little white gloves. And again, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. That's a rule I'm trying to tell myself. And again, I'm gonna go over a lot of this with another pen tool, which is the part that's gonna take me the longest. This one, Look at how long this is taking me. Oh dear, I'm starting to run out of things to talk about. I don't believe that. I think this is just the longest I've had to go on and on and on about anything. Doodly doodly doo. This format would probably be better to stream with than it would anything else. But I don't know. I'm just not really comfortable streaming just yet. I'm not really good at it. I'm not really good at it. My setup doesn't look very good. I have the toughest time figuring out what buttons do what. Like I'm not atrocious at it, but just not great at it, you know. I personally like this tool. I think this is probably my favorite one. This is I don't know very many people that have this program, but for anyone that does, this is the second pencil tool, close to the bottom, and it's done me pretty well. I like my work to have a grit, a texture, you know, almost like a bite to it. If there's one thing, this is another thing about me, is I always talk about grit when I talk about my favorite things, and I'm always referring to the bite that it has, the thing that keeps you invested in the style and the stuff, in everything. Being in the house alone is a very sobering feeling, but it's also very unnerving because, like, every sound that comes from a different room makes you think, oh shit, we're being robbed. I also do this thing where, like, where some lines overlap other lines just for aesthetics' sake. I like it. I like it. You know, at the end of the day, I'm the artist, so I get to call the shots. Also, like, making the lines into shadows makes me happy. Oh, back's broken. Trying to think of anything to talk about. I can never get his nose to look very good. It always comes out kind of like this bowling pin shape. Today would be a great day for a nap. I know I literally just got up, but like I'm feeling the nap feels. Feeling the nap feels. I have no idea what made me think this would be a good entertainment venue. I just know for me, I like background noise, and if there's one thing I'm good at, it's making background noise. Oh, dang it. Wrong layer. Wrong layer. So I just assume that if anyone even cares, they'll probably just tune me out and just listen to the voice and just, yeah, just do that. Because I doubt anyone's gonna actually sit down and watch me do this for 2.5 hours. Well, hey, I mean, people did it for Bob Ross, so hey, who knows, maybe people will. I feel like more often than not, when I look at like my follower count, and then I look at like how many people actually have the frame of mind to stick around and look at what I do, I find that there is a severe lack of attention. I think that's the same with everybody. Like, you have like 2,000 followers, but you only get like 50 notes, or 50 likes on a really good picture you made. I also blame it partially on time zones. Because my friends are all asleep when I'm posting pictures, and then they never get a chance to see it. And then they're like, "Hey, Jamie, you haven't made anything in like 2 years." I'm like, "No, I totally have. So you live on the opposite side of the world, you dum-dum." And then there's the possibility that maybe they don't like my work at all, and they just follow me out of pity. But that wouldn't happen, right? Not even sure how I'm gonna edit this. Think I'm just gonna try and go for it, you know? Just go for it. I'm trying to have that mentality like, hey, maybe this will go wrong, maybe this will go great, but you know what? It's gonna go. It's gonna happen. Really not looking forward to drawing that tail. Don't forget, Power Jam, Anteater Power Jam likes, flannels. Which I will, sorry, excuse me, which I will draw, or which I will color in due time. I'm only gonna color the middle picture, just because I think the other two are just fine, or the other sketches are just fine as black and white. Again, I got a bit of a late start to the game with this one, and I would like to finish before my fiance calls. Again, doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be done. When like trying to figure out what like kind of stuff I wanted to put on this channel, I was really like trying to think. It's like, well, what did I like? And I'm like, well, I liked Two Best Friends and gaming videos and stuff. I like breakdowns of like what makes something work, what makes something not work. AKA reviews. Man, let me tell you, I got a lot of reviews planned. Just a lot of reviews planned for the future of the channel. Ones that don't have any kind of art to them, so it'll probably just be like a review with me talking about how much I hate stuff. But yeah, no, there's gonna be a significant drop of content. In review content, that is. Which I think people will like. Most people like reviews. I think learning about something is something people, and learning other people's opinions about things is something that secretly we all enjoy. I know I do. Granted, I love it when my opinion is echoed back at me. But I also like hearing other people's opinions about it. And I'm trying my best. One review I'm particularly interested in making is the review I want to make about Toy Story 4, because that film is a hot mess. I said it on my Twitter after I saw it the first time. I said, the first time with my mom, who is another avid Toy Story fan, I said, you know, it's a good movie. It's just not a good Toy Story movie. It doesn't have the same gravity as and again, for anyone who wants to know, the first Toy Story movie is my favorite. That's why I reference it all the time. That's why I have a bunch of Buzz Lightyear junk all over my house. Get this visor out of the way. Another one I'm really looking forward to is, I'm not looking forward to it at all, but I know if I say it, I'll have to commit to it. The Wreck-It Ralph 2 review that I want to make. I hate Wreck-It Ralph 2. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I think it's like the single lowest point in not just the franchise, but like fucking Disney's integrity. I'd rather watch a live action remake. Yeah, I said that. And I stand by it too. Watching idiots fumble around the internet is something I could literally do for free at home. I can watch dumb people to stuff on the internet for free at home. I don't need to go and watch $1 million Disney film to do it. If anything, I consider it probably one of the worst sequels that Disney has ever put out. And again, that's just me. But goddamn, I've seen some sequels, and that one seems like the one that's fishing for the most attention. I also don't like the ending. I saw the ending on like YouTube, and I was just like, pfft, that was stupid. And you know, people freak out. It's just like, oh, Sonic is in it. Oh, all the Disney princesses are in it. I'm just like, get a grip. Get a grip. Is there nothing that brand recognition can't, like, do? Like, the reason I even saw the movie in the first place was because Sonic was in it. The first one. And when I found out that Sonic was only in, like, 16 seconds of this hour-and-a-half long film, I was just like, pfft, screw that. I felt like my money was wasted. I didn't really enjoy the movie. I was waiting for Sonic to show up. Instead, I got this, like, meh movie about a broken guy and this bratty little kid. And you know, I was really upset about that. Boo-hoo, right? But I remember paying with it with my own money and being like, oh, Sonic's in the movie! And I saw it for free. I saw, like, all the sequences with Sonic in it for free on YouTube. And I'm like, why the hell did I buy money for the pay money for this? But my hatred for movies aside, what other reviews? I want to do Lou over the garden wall. I say that every time. Lou over the wall. That's a Japanese film. Absolutely fantastic animation. Beautiful stuff. I would say just a beautiful film. Beautiful. Let me think. Over the Garden Wall was cool. I actually thought it was kind of overrated at the time, and then I saw it, and I was like, the first 2 episodes are just like, meh. And then they actually get into the stuff, and I'm just like, holy crap, this show is cool. If I may, divulge. No, okay, so before everyone kills me, my final thoughts on Over the Garden Wall is, I like it, it's good, I like it. First 2 episodes are kind of bizarro. But I like it, I think the show is good. That being said, can we bring back Tuca and Birdie? Is that a thing we can I talk about that? Because that upsets me. This show that had such great, like, personality and was just, like, it was a show made by women, promoted by women, voiced by women, you know, just this thing that was, this wonderful thing that was made by a bunch of talented women addressing women problems and, you know, pretty deep themes as well, was just canned. For what reason? I don't know. Maybe they were smoking too many fat ones over at Netflix Studios and they hit the delete button. But, like, hearing that news was probably one of the biggest disappointments of all time. Apparently, this show, like, didn't even get a single, like, I think it got 1 season before they were like, yeah, we gotta get rid of this. And then we gotta give, like, what is it, Big Mouth? I think it's Big Mouth. Like 6 more. And I'm just like, okay, so Big Mouth is a bad show that is riddled with the worst kind of Family Guy humor that isn't funny, by the by. And it's getting a brand new, it's just coming back to life. And yet this show that is empowering and fun and full of life is doomed to die. Because, you know, it's just the way it is. And you know, my fiance said at first, it's just like, you know, women will always come first. And you know, that's not like, oh, blah, blah. I'm legit saying it. It's like, it's true. It's like, you know, like we had a fun thing going and it revolved around women instead of men, and it made you think. And the idiot population is just like, nope. We can't have that. We gotta have more dick jokes. Dick jokes are funny. Dick jokes are funny because I have a dick, and that makes me laugh. I'm not trying to sound all high and mighty like some kind of crazed lunatic. But I think it's very important to address the fact that it's a show about women with a significant female cast that addresses problems that most men probably haven't dealt with. And you know, it's not, I'm not gonna say a man can't enjoy the show, because I enjoy the show, and I am definitely a man. But I just want to say that, you know, some stories are best told with women, and that is some iterations of stories can be told with female characters, and makes it a bit of a stronger story. The struggle seems more real. You can get a different perspective, and you know, that's what that show was all about. It was from the perspective of two really engaging and lovable women characters who come from two opposite sides of the world, and they were just so much fun to be around. And you know, that's why like shows like Two Broke Girls is still on, because it is constant like obnoxious joke after obnoxious joke. Like, it's very TV friendly comedy, very appease the masses comedy. Whereas like Tuca and Birdie, there's a lot more to it. Like, it's very complex and fun and entertaining. And you know, it might not be widespread, it might not be the kind of humor that you're into, but you know what, for what it's worth, I loved the crazy, bizarro world they lived in, and just all this real stuff that was in it with it. And the way, like, certain segments influence how the characters are actually feeling, certain animated sequences, really speaks to the artistry of film. And, like, how important it is that we use animation to tell a story and show how things change and I just think Tuca and Birdie is a great show to have in this world. My eyes are watering. Am I crying? Did I make myself cry? No, I didn't. No, it's fine. I know this probably looks very sloppy, the picture, that is. But you know what? That's kind of how I like my work to look. I like it to look all grainy and stuff. It'll look a little better when I get this paper texture out from behind it. Sometimes I like it, but this also happens a lot when I scan pictures in. And, you know, sometimes your work just looks like that, you know? Sometimes it just looks kind of sloppy. And you know what? I am trying to hurry a little. Ordinarily, I take my time. I take like days upon days. 11:01. I'm getting closer, but I think I can do it. An hour and a half. I just gotta. Yeah, I think I can do this. I can do this. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna stay positive. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna finish ahead of schedule. We're gonna finish this video, and you know what? I'm gonna, let me think. I am gonna put a wager. I'm going to put $5 down. $5 down and say that this will get 10 views. No, I can do better than that. It is going to get 20 views. 25. At least 25 people are going to watch this. At least like the first half, then they're going to tune out, and then they're going to not watch anymore. They're going to unsubscribe. I think that a fear of mine is that sometimes the sketchiness of the sketchiness of the pictures sometimes distracts people from, I worry that sometimes it distracts people from what my style is. But then I look at it and I'm like, Jamie, the sloppiness is your style. I look at, oh, I said my actual name. Oh no, now everybody knows what to address me. It's my nickname though, so it's like not really my real name. You'll never know my real name. I look at my like sketchbook and I'm just like, that's what my style is. It's sketchy. It's all of this sketch. It's loud. It's silly. It's very not incomplete, but that's kind of what this one's gonna be a tough one to do with this. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. That's a famous line from Meowth right there. Anyone remember that part? It's the episode where Team Rocket is crossing a bridge, and they, and then Meowth's just like, "Don't worry, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it." Whenever I think of that line, and then it hit me one day that that was a pun, because I didn't know what the pun was until I saw it, and I was just like, oh, it's a pun! It's hilarious! It's a pun! Oops. There we go. It's a pun, I get it, because they're crossing a bridge. So stupid. I'm so stupid. I'm so... I was talking about it earlier, but future ideas for the channel. I definitely want to upload more animations. I have a couple of ideas of like what I want to do with the channel. First thing I want to do is after this, I want to draw a new header, which also might actually be a yeah, that might actually be a fun thing to do. Do a one of these videos of me doing a header. You know, now that I think about it, maybe that would have been a good idea to do for the first video. But doesn't even really look like a hand anymore, does it? Oh well, I think it looks like a hand, and you know what? That's good enough for me. I'm gonna draw these a little further up here. Da 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 da. Been watching a lot of Land Before Time with the fiance. All the sequels and stuff. And let me tell you, they vary. They vary. It's such a tonal shift from the first one, which is just this emotional roller coaster. And then, like, the second one, they're singing about eggs. Eggs! It's so stupid. Doodly-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. You know, I'd also really like to do some fan art stuff on this channel too. Like not speed painting. Nothing I do is fast, so it can't be that. Just talk about, like, my favorite things while I draw fan art of it. I don't imagine that'll get very many views either, because I'm a fan of very dumb things that doesn't have very large fan bases. But who knows? You know, I might find some friends that way. You know, you always bond with people over the strangest stuff. You know. One thing I want my channel to represent. I said it earlier, and I'm trying to remember how I worded it. Rockets are one of my favorite things, by the by. I want there to be an equal part entertainment and another part, which is the creative aspect, to try and get other people to join in. I don't think in these particular videos that's going to be all that possible, just because I don't think anyone's going to want to draw My Sona next to while I draw it. But I do want to try and encourage other people to pick up pencils and paper and, you know, draw along with it. Or, hey, you know, or just, you know, keep these videos in the background, so, you know, we can, you know, have a moment together, almost. Because that's always what I thought YouTube did a lot of great work with. That's what I always really liked about, like, watching my favorite YouTubers and stuff. I could always bring them wherever I was going, and no matter what was happening to me or to a family member or whatever, I could bring these people that I knew better than anyone else, and I could just take them with me wherever I went. And, you know, they could be just as big a part of my life as, you know, a real person in the room. And, you know, I always thought that was a very sobering thought. It's the power of videos and sharing and stuff. I am hungry. I am very hungry. Yeah, I didn't have breakfast. I just jumped out of bed and started doing this. But that's okay. I'll, like, stuff my face later. I need to lose weight so bad. Like, I am a tub of fuck right now. Like, I don't even want to weigh myself until I've started exercising a bit. I'm working up a sweat in here, though. All the doors are closed, and I can't put the AC on because it'll affect the, recording. Most of my work is a lot more detailed than this, I feel. I just really wanted to get something going. And, you know, once this is done, I'll feel a lot more comfortable. I'll say, like, alright, took the training wheels off. Everything's good now. Like, you know, like, I got this first leg of my adventures done. I never have to do that again. Actually, talking while drawing isn't nearly as hard as it might seem. I'm just not used to not having something on in the background while I work. And, you know, I really can't focus with something else, so you think I'm bad now. You think I have bad ADD now, just put something on and I'll just start trailing off and I'll go, I'm sorry, what? Fiance's the same way. Love her so much. One thing that I think be a good thing to talk about is why I decided to go with anteaters. Well, once upon a time, when I was still in college doing my art thing, I guess that's what I was doing in college. I was just learning about art I didn't have any intention on making and I didn't like. So that was fun. So, I was... Let's see. I was home for Christmas vacation. It was either Christmas or Thanksgiving. It's probably, I feel like it was Thanksgiving, or around that time at least. It was probably Christmassy something. And I decided to, out of nowhere, just decided, hey, how's about I watch one of the Ice Age movies? I like Ice Age, and yeah, I still stand by that. I still think they're pretty good family films. Um, but yeah, I decided to watch Ice Age, and I like Scrat personally. I think he's cool. I think he's cool. He's cool. And I thought, and I started watching it, and then this thing popped up. A couple of characters pop up, but one of them had a long snout and was just had a very dopey looking face, and just a long snout. And I was just like, hey, whoa, 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 what's that? And I started looking at it more, and apparently it was a very shrewd interpretation of an anteater. And apparently the giant anteater has been around for just millions of years. Like it's been here with us. Well, with the Earth rather. We weren't around. I wasn't around to see it, so clearly it didn't exist. His coat blowing in the wind. As he runs. Run, little anteater Power Jam, run. Making great headway with this. I'm really proud of myself. And I'm not usually very proud of myself. I wish I could kick this cramp that's in both of my legs now. But anyway, so I saw this this creature, and it looked enough like an anteater, you know. And I was just like, oh, what is this creature? So I looked it up real quick, and I'm just like, oh, anteaters, that's perfect. Because at first, I don't know if anyone remembers this, some of you old Tumblr folks who've followed me since then might remember. I'm really afraid of what you guys remember me from that point. Because some of those were some dark days. Some of those were some dark days. Those Tumblr days. Lots of failed experiments, you might say. I was horny on Maine every once in a while, too. But anyway. Originally, I was like my Sona was a sock puppet, and that went over pretty well, actually. I always enjoyed that. 'Cause it was just very satisfying to draw the wiggly old sock puppet. Let's make a good joke about it every once in a while. And this one's on the layer you guys forgot to tell me about. And, yeah, ow. And so I decided to make the transition over from Anteater to, or from Sock Puppet to Anteater. And, yeah, I went through a lot of changes back then. I was just like, oh my god. And then I invented an actual character named Anteater Peter, who is still, in my opinion, one of my favorite characters. Yeah, back in the day, my anteater Sona didn't really have any clothes on. It was more of like a feral anteater. And yeah, that is the incredibly short and uninteresting story. You know, every once in a while you just get kind of caught up in something, and you get excited about it. And I think, the transition from Sock Puppet to Anteater was one of those moments. Like, I was just so in love with, the idea of anteaters, and I just loved them so much. And I just wanted that to be a thing, you know? I just wanted to, it was just so much fun. It was just so great, like, seeing. And, you know, recently I pulled them out of the Anteater Peter, that is, out of the, nether, where all dead OCs go to live. and I gave him a slick new redesign. I gotta say, it looks pretty good. I'm really excited to get back with working with this guy. I always think of my characters more as actors and people than just drawings. Because, you know, after a while, your characters start to really mean something to you. And you feel bad for neglecting them. But, you know, that's kind of the creative process sometimes. Sometimes you have fads and you forget, you know, where your roots are. Who helped you get where you are. I tried to bring back some of my really early characters, but let me tell you, they did not. They just, nah, man. Some of them were just never meant to come back. They just don't. Just no. What is this supposed to be? It's not a hand. It's not the fluff on. I'm not really sure what that was supposed to be. Oh, it was, I guess it was... This arm needs to be, reworked. Sleeve needs to be up a little further. I have this thing where I put my hand in front of my face when I draw, and it's really irritating. And I apologize, because I find it irritating, because I'm sure it muffles the audio. Means that you can't hear me. And I'm sure everyone really wants to hear me. I don't think I have a very nice voice, in all due seriousness. Trying to be positive, but like I can't deny the truth. I think I need more practice warming up my voice. I think that might be a problem. I recently went on and did some voice acting for someone. I sent it in for a little comic they're doing, or for a little animation they're doing. It's I believe it's a porn thing. Regardless, I was very excited to give it a shot. Still waiting to hear back, see if they use my take. Very excited about that one. Very excited. I don't know if they're going to use that take or if they're going to ask me to re-record something. I'd personally prefer they ask me to re-record something because, yeah, because I would personally really be flattered if I got the role, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm very amateurish at this. I gave it my all, but, you know, and that's really all you can do. Again, now it's just the waiting game. Man, gotta get some practice with drawing wings, too. I've never really found bird characters to be all that appealing. There's always an exception to the rule, mind you. There's always an exception to the rule. But, every once in a while, I'm not used to sitting down for this long. But, most of the time, I just kinda default to, you know, mammals and stuff like that. It's the beak. The beak always stops me, because, like, I've seen everyone try and make, like when people have, like, sexy bird OCs, they still have, like, beaks and stuff. Like, Tuca and Birdie, for example. They are perfect examples of, what am I thinking of? They're perfect examples of, like, really awesome, bird characters. But the thing is, they're not really meant to be, like, they're meant to look like goofballs. And their style is interesting enough so that you can kind of feel the vibe, you know? You can... Someone in the house? No. You can kind of, get the, Sorry, I completely lost my train of thought. You feel it, you know? You get where they're coming from. And they're not supposed to, but, like, some people have, like, sexy bird OCs and stuff. And I'm just like, I don't know, those beaks are just really hard to make into something sexy. I mean, granted, I don't know. Those are always the ones that stop me. I'm just kind of like dead in my stop me dead in my tracks. I'm like, well, that's nice. Again, I'm open to anything. You know, if you guys wanna do your thing, you do your thing. Cause I'm gonna be over here drawing my dog girls. So I have way too many dog OCs myself, and like nobody would know that because I've never posted any of them. Cause I'm like, oh, you know, they need more time in the workshop. Oh wow, we're cruising. We're cruising through this. Yeah, we'll finish this in no time. Oh my god, good thing too, because I'm hungry and I'm not used to sitting down for this long. Then after this, I just have to color it, and then I just have to throw. You guys are gonna like what I do for the shirt. How I do the shirt. Yeah. Feeling good. Feeling good about this. I don't know. Again, I doubt. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna put $5 down on 25 views. $5 down on 25 views. I really do hope people enjoy this stuff that I'm doing, because I would really like to have an impact on people. Like maybe it's kind of selfish of me to want that, but I think that deep down we all wish we could be something special to maybe even just a random person. Maybe like you hope that one day a random person will remember you for something positive. Maybe even just kind of a warm, fuzzy feeling. Warm, fuzzy feeling of good intentions. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I don't think that's selfish. I don't think it's selfish to want to hope that you can improve people's life. Maybe not even improve it, but just like stand out. Be a good guy. Be a good folks. Back to my dog OCs. I have way too many of them. I have way too many of them, and they're all the exact same character. They're all just big drooling idiots. I have a problem, and you know, I'm willing to admit it, and you know, I can admit that I have a problem. Can you? Can you? Huh? If you can't, then I win. I don't know what it is about dogs that I like when turned into cartoon characters. I just think dogs are really great. We have 3 cats in the house, and I like them fine. But like there's just something different about a dog. There's like just something there. I can't explain it, but let me tell you that there's something really nice about just having a dog. I do have a dog. I have a dog back home in where I originated from with my mom, and she's taking care of her for me while I'm here in Boston. I miss her though, and I'd trade all 3 of these cats any day for that dog. That's the worst part of a picture, is when you look at it and you're just like, oh man, there's just like so much left. I'm actually gonna stand up real quick. I gotta stretch these legs. Just one sec. Oh god. Okay. Oh man. Whew. Shake it all out. Okay. Woo. Okay, I'm back and ready to go. Now I'm dizzy. Man, I need more exercise. That took it out of me. Well, what the hell is it? You see it too, right? You see like a googly eye here and big nose. Big nose now. If you kind of cover up the bottom half there, it looks looks kind of like gazpacho. I always liked gazpacho from Chowder. He's funny. Not the food. The man, the living legend. That show won a lot of awards for voice talent. Rightfully so. Mung Daal was one of them. I always loved Mung Daal. I always thought he was super funny. Mom loved that show. That was one of those shows that I, like, everyone has that one show that they show their parents and they, like, love it with them. Like, along with their kids. That was, like, one of Mom's favorites was Chowder. I loved it too. I remember I tried to explain an episode to her while we were out on like a walk with Buddy, that our dog, our precious little baby, and this was back when she actually was a baby, and she was just like, "What the hell is this stupid show you're talking about?" And then she saw it and she was just like, "Oh wow, this is actually really fun. This is actually a really good show," and I was super hyped and. Yeah, no, it was awesome. Mom was really upset when they canned it, actually. Or rather, when it ended. And, yeah, no, I think that was, like, that was one of the best shows at the time. Everyone was like, oh, Total Drama Island is the best. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. That was... Flapjack was on around the same time too, and I think they were like the two shows that really considered, like that really wanted, like I think they were probably the best Cartoon Network had to offer at the time. Total Drama Island was kind of lame. And again, like, that show is still happening, and I'm just like, what? Like, I think that show had a time and a place, and a person like myself who grew up with Survivor on TV, it just really paled in comparison because it was about cartoon characters and not like real people. And you know, in my opinion, like, again, not trying to be an asshole, but like, I personally preferred it with real people because it was just a show about drama, and these cartoon characters just didn't really emote the same kind of drama that I really wanted, you know? Like, it sounds stupid, but, like, it made a difference that it was animated. And kind of a negative difference in all due seriousness. Just because it didn't really have the grit. There it is again. The grit that the real show did. Like, it was funny, absolutely. But it just didn't really have what I was looking for. It just really didn't satisfy. It was too grounded in reality. There was just, and again, I'm a person who, personally, I much preferred cartoons about animals as opposed to cartoons about people. Because I'm just like, I can see people wherever. I can see people, you know, down the street, on TV, like on news channels, in magazines. You know what I can't see? I can't see a little purple bear rabbit cat thing in a purple outfit with a sharp tooth on the news. I mean, depending on what news program you're watching, maybe you can. But yeah, I was always kind of like, I just want my cartoon characters, you know? And, you know, that always affected, you know, how I engaged with a lot of media. Because I always preferred that. I always preferred cartoons. Just because I just felt like I got more out of cartoons, you know? I think we're just about done here. I'm gonna give it the once over in just a sec. Whoopee! In just a second. That Sonic dub is so great. That Sonic dub has no right being that great. The Denny's is that way! Okay, let's see what we got here. Bum, 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 bum. Looks like everything's good here. Let's see. Yep. Alright. I think we can color this, the logo here. Let's get rid of this. There we go. That's the good stuff. Looks a little bit bizarre without it, or without the background, but I gotta say, there's something, for a testament of... You know what I think I might do? I think I might, put a background color on it. Not orange. How about purple? How's about a pretty purple? Purpley pinky red. Yeah, pinky red. That sounds good to me. Pinkie Pie red. Has that show ended yet? I remember someone was talking about it and they were just like, yeah, it's over. And that movie was lame. I'd like to do a review of that movie because I think a lot of people think that movie is great, and I just was like, is it? Okay, remember everyone, let's save our work. To pictures. Never forget to save your work. Okay, now we're gonna add an image. Nope, not this one. I remember, well, for me, I was just kind of like, the movie just didn't really emanate the same, almost got a peek at that not safe for work picture I was working on. Let's see here. Where's that picture of, I need the colors is what I'm looking for. There he is. So this is what I consider to be a little bit better of a picture of my Sona character. Let's try and find a place where I can put you. I thought the villain was a joke. Like, the main villain. Her main motivation, like, is that she doesn't trust anyone. So what did she do? She trusted some guy to help her achieve her goals, and then when someone betrayed her, she was like, how could this happen? Again! Like, it's so, like, I just thought that was a really dumb aspect of her character. I might get rid of this for... Ugh! Might just make it white for right now. Figure something else out in a minute. Because I really don't want to color all of them. Okay, that's from... Okay. I'm also, again, I will say this till the day I die, I do not like Twilight Sparkle. I do not like her character. I think she's boring. I think her design is boring. I think she is boring. And they just love her so much. Hasbro just loves that character so much. And I'm just like, I don't know why. They give her so much attention, so much love and appreciation. And I'm just like, I don't like her. I like Pinkie Pie. I like Applejack the most because she's the best one. Don't even waste your time trying to convince me otherwise. And, like, that's it. You know? Like, those are the only... I like Rarity. I like pretty much any other character except Twilight. And she just steals the show. She steals the show, and then she steals the movie. And I'm just like, why? And don't say because she's the main character, because she's not the main character. It's a show about friendship. So there's no... Why am I talking about this? No one cares. No one cares. I'd like to do a review of that movie though, just because I think it is too funny to pass up. Man, forgot how blinding all of the colors I use in this in my work are. Like, oh, well, that's better. That's better. I tilted the computer a little bit so the glare isn't so bad. Now it looks a lot better. Now everything looks better. Everything is better. Everything in life is better. I'm doing this on the right layer, right? You guys would tell me if I'm doing this on the wrong layer, right? I think my biggest problem with Twilight Sparkle is just that she's the character that has the least amount of personality because they want you to, like, instead of making her invested in things and interested in things, they make her, like, they just kind of give her stuff to do. Like, they made her a scientist in this world full of horses. It just feels weird. In this world full of magic. She tries to, like, justify things with science, and I'm like, I don't like that. They did the same thing with Bubblegum in Adventure Time, and I didn't like that one either. I really don't know why I'm talking about this. Nobody cares. I just realized that, like, people who are listening to this are actually gonna hear it. I've always kind of practiced, I guess, doing this sort of thing, but never with, like, equipment or anything. And now I realize that this is an actual thing that people are going to hear and do and listen to and respond probably pretty negatively to. So yeah. But I have good taste, I swear. I swear. I really want to do a Toy Story 1 review. I want to do I want to work backwards from the series. I want to do a Toy Story, I want to do a Toy Story 4, 3, 2, and then 1 review. Because Toy Story 1 is my favorite. Toy Story 4, I would probably say is my least favorite. But that being said, again, I feel like I had less of an I feel like I enjoyed myself less watching Toy Story 3. Like, I don't think the movie was ever... My fiance mentioned this too. It's like, she wishes that the movies had just stayed... Oh, I'm missing an ear on one side. Hang on. She wishes that she pretty much just thought that the movies would just end after the second one. Like, it was never meant to get any more in-depth than that. And quite frankly, I gotta say, I agree. Toy Story 3 was fine, but I didn't really feel anything during it. The only time I felt anything was at the end, when... not the part where he has to give the toys up. I couldn't care less about, what's his stupid face? Andy. Don't really care. He's the self-insert character. You're supposed to relate to him. I don't. I mean, I do, but I don't really care about him. I thought his adult version looked awful. He looked terrible as an adult. Like, he looked terrible as a kid, but you can give him a little bit of slack because he was a kid. But, like, not slack, really, but... I don't know. I just thought that stylistically, he looked really stupid looking. Like, he just looked like a complete idiot. Like, just too dumb. He looked like too big of a dope. A little bit of hair for a little bit of Power Jam. No, that looked good like that. Yeah. But yeah, no, the thing is, like, Toy Story 4 is filled with nostalgia bombs for me. Like, I won't spoil it because, again, I do want to make a review of that movie at some point. But but the whole thing that I really like about the movie, all the things that I like about the movie are trumped by these new characters that they added, and it's just such a pain in the butt to listen to them go on and on and on and on, and I'm just so... I hate them. I hate them. I really do, you know? Like, I don't hate a lot... I hate a lot of stuff. Never mind. I take it back. I hate a lot of stuff. I hate an awful lot of stuff. Like, a tremendous amount of stuff, actually. Let's see. Still trying to finish this up. Now it gets to the nitty-gritty part where it's all the little pieces. But yeah, no, I just really didn't like it. I loved the parts with Gabby in it. Gabby was a very special character. I particularly liked her relationship later on in the movie with Woody. I really wish there had been more of that. See, that's the problem, is the movie has good parts. It has good bits. But those bits are only bits. It's like if you were eating an entire bag of chips, and you kept getting a really good chip. But then you realize that you're still eating a bag of subpar chips. Like, the chips aren't your favorite kind of chips. But they're still good. They're still, like, they're not good chips, but you keep eating that one chip. And you keep struggling to find a reason to justify for that one chip. But, you know, sometimes you have to put the bag down and just say, no. I don't want these chips anymore. I'm going to go out and get something that I actually want. And I'm not going to eat these chips anymore. Ordinarily, I'd put a lot more darker lines on these, drawings. But, again, this is more me trying to accomplish something. And, I don't have 6 hours to sit here and do this. Because I, can't imagine a 6-hour video being all that entertaining. It might be, but probably not. Not yet. I need to work more on my skills. I also want to do a review of the first Shaun the Sheep movie. I'd like to do a lot of stuff for Shaun the Sheep. Particularly, I'd like to do some fan work. Because, again, I don't think I mentioned this yet, but I love Shaun the Sheep. It's, like, such a great cartoon. Just so cute and detailed and fun and full of heart. Little red tongue for the little little brown anteater. This one is based off of the tropical this particular style of anteater that I've anteater power jam is based off of the it's based off of the one that grows up in the rainforest. Very colorful. It's all orange, or not orange, browns, and very, very bright browns. And you know, bright browns are like some of my favorite kind of browns. I love bright colors. Like, bright colors are just so pretty to look at and so much fun to work with. And you know, like, I finally started getting into drawing backgrounds. And I'm really surprised, too, that, how much I love the backgrounds are just so much fun to work with. Sorry, I'm not sure if I got a text or not. My phone is in my pocket. I really don't want to answer it right now. I'm so close. I'm so close. But I've started experimenting with backgrounds a little bit more now. And I gotta say, it's really hard to get the colors you want to stand out because there's just so much going on in like, a lot of my work is very colorful, and as I'm sure you can guess, a lot of my stuff is very well, not from this, but a lot of my work is very detailed, and it's very hard to get the desired effect when there are so many details on the screen or in one picture. I think this is the same color. cute little belly. And yeah, I want to work on some animations, some ideas and things. You know what I'd actually really like to do? I'd like to animate that little dream I had where I'm just making, where I just make fun of Slender Man. That made me laugh so much this morning when I woke up and I was just like, okay, I think that ought to do it. Get this out of the way. Let's take a look. Looks pretty good if I do say so myself. Again, I would really like to, some of these, oh, missing something here. Again, my line work is usually a lot darker than this, but I'm in a new setup, just kind of had to work through. Very, just very new experience. Did this pretty quick. And this part here, this part was bothering me too. Okay. In the future, I think this will probably be a little bit better. I'm gonna work on, you know, just making things flow a lot more, make things work a little bit better. I wonder if I still have, I'm gonna color this real quick, get this out of the way. Now the power in Power Jam, I've always visualized it being yellow. This part being red, but I'm just gonna take a look, see how I like it. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And then we're gonna do his little cuffs in a little bit. Or his shirt. Little Power Jam's little shirt. Again, lettering isn't one of my, actually, I consider myself pretty good at it most of the time. It's just one of those things that's just a very tedious process. A lot of my characters have very specific talk bubbles that they have to, that I have to, you know, set up just perfect just for them. Like sometimes characters have, lettering is always a really tough one, because it just takes so long to accomplish. Actually, what I might do is I might go through some of these lines and just darken them up a bit. If I have a minute. Which I do, actually. 11:49 right now. Yeah, because once you put color behind it, it often loses some of that pizzazz. The lines start to fade depending on which color. It doesn't happen so much with darker colors, because, well, obviously. But again, my colors are always very bright. And that always makes the lines look just a little bit less so. And then you gotta go back and erase everything. I know people are like, why don't you use the paint bucket tool? I don't want to use the paint bucket tool. You can't make me. I'm sure it would work just fine, but I personally just like having control over what I do and how I do it. And that's just me. After this, I want to go eat some pizza. Just go stuff my face. I don't think I got a text message because it hasn't rung yet. Hasn't buzzed. Doodly-doo. Ba-doo-ba-doo. Almost done here, folks, and then you can all leave and leave mean comments. Actually, if you guys wanted to leave mean comments, I'm pretty sure you've already done it by now. You probably didn't make... Kudos if you've made it to the end of this video. I gotta give you praise. You definitely made it. You've earned your keep. You've proven your shoot. You have proven your moxie. I wish I had something to give you, other than my eternal thanks. These videos might actually be pretty good for ad revenues, at the very least. Or like, since like the longer a video is, it seems like that's what YouTube seems to favor the most. Okay, so depending on whether or not, let's add an image. It should be, downloads. Let's see here. I have, it's not cropped like it is on, okay, and this is gonna take a while. Feel free to gaze at all the stuff I have in here while I try to see if I have a print of flannel in here. I should. Some of these images are just saved from later for projects that I did or for things that I wanted to accomplish. I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I guess I don't have it saved. Well, off to the internet. Boink. Doodly doodly doo. Doodly doo. Thank you. Get this out of the way if I can. Get out of the way. Move. Nah. Thank you. Drag this onto a different screen so nobody else has to see all of my terrible bookmarks. Okay, let's see here. Oh, geez, everything's popping up. Get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. I do want to restore. Ugh. Okay. It's asking me if I want to restore my stuff. Let me see if I can do this from here. Oh, that's the one I want. There we go. Let's see if that'll save me some time. Perfect. Don't make fun of me if I spell this wrong. Red flannel. There we go. Yeah, I have atrocious spelling. Okay, so da-da-da-da. Boink. Okay. So which one do I usually use? It's one of these, but I'll use this one. This one looks nice. Wouldn't you agree? Copy. Away with you. Okay, so this is gonna go behind. Okay. Oh. Edit. Paste. Ugh. Oh God, look at it go through his eyeball. Okay, so I'm gonna put it right here. And now, we simply just have to erase. I don't know why I do this, but I always thought it added an extra dimension to the word. It just made it look a little bit more fun. Sorry if I didn't cut any of that out of the video. I'm still kind of new to all this. I'm also terrible and lazy. I can go on if you want. Boink. That. Oops, I think I erased where I wasn't supposed to erase. Okay. Erase that part. Erase that part. Don't erase this part. Ugh, we're almost done here, folks. I think I might touch up some of the lines. I think that'll do it. Boink. And there he is. Isn't he cute with his little flannel shirt? Doesn't he just... Don't you just want to destroy his soul? Okay, so I'm going to use this little bugger to touch up. Maybe I'll use the other one. I get very self-conscious about my line work. I think defensive is a better word for it. Defensive. Because, like, I personally find the line work to be the most engaging part. I think that's the part that, unless, of course, you don't have lines in your drawings, you don't have those. In which case, I think outlining things is a great thing. I know some people that hate it. I like it. It's hard talking about stuff during these videos, or doing stuff like this, just because there's absolutely... I don't know what that was all about. Just because you gotta talk like people are listening. And, you know, I can't tell if people are listening. And quite frankly, I don't care if people are listening. Because I got something to say, and I'm gonna say it. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, that's the hard part, is, like, you gotta talk like the world is paying attention. And, you know, can't help but feel like the world probably isn't paying attention. You gotta kind of have a very, in-your-face kind of attitude for stuff like this. Not all of it, but, like, you know. And there we go. I think that just about does it. I think we nailed it. Let's see if there's anything I missed or I forgot. No, I think we're doing good. I think she's done. Wow, I feel pretty good. I could move some stuff around, but the quality always jumps. Like, the grain effect always changes whenever I move things around to make it more spatially interesting. So it's kind of do it or don't. And honestly, I didn't do it, so I'm not gonna tempt fate here, folks. So yeah. Well, guys and gals and people who don't identify as either, I gotta say, thanks so much for tuning in. If you want to check out any more work or anything else I've ever done, you can check out my Twitter, and I just recently got Newgrounds. Got a site on Newgrounds, that is. And you're already on my YouTube channel, so... And yeah, my Patreon too, and all that stuff is going to be down in the description, because YouTube doesn't let you post links on your videos until you reach a certain number of subscribers, which is just the greatest thing. So yeah, I'm going to stay true to this. I'm going to say that 25 25 at the very least. 25 views. I'm gonna put $5 on 25 views. That seems fair. That seems good. And, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Because, yeah, I guess there will be a next time.